Oh yeah, it's just another manic Monday. Oh yeah. I know. It's like 60s this past weekend. Yesterday was Saturday. When we set records Saturday. Now it's all like rainy days and Mondays always get me down. Oh yeah. It's just a typical, what do you expect? It's like Montana, first week of March. Andy, is it warm as it was this weekend? There's still like snow on the ground in my because the front of my house is northern exposure, and so that 6-foot pile that I've been talking about for last 2-3 weeks, it's almost gone, but it's still there. It's like, I know, right? It'll probably still be there in July. In July, it's like trying to mow and there's still snow on the yard. Yeah. And I see we got the red light on. So, it's like, Roxanne, you don't have to put on that red light. That means what? We are live without a net. We'll be performing all morning long. We'll be doing our own stunts without helmets. Wait, we're going to be doing stunts without helmets? What kind of stunts are we going to be doing that we're going to need a helmet too? Come on. Stunts. I was told there would be no more stunts, and the whole spaghetti incident that happened, a year and a half ago? The no more stunts. Well, the meatballs. That's all I got to say. The meatballs. Okay? So that made it so that we don't do all our own stunts. And besides, I'm too old. I'm too old to be doing pratfalls and doing my own stunts and like that. I need to get a stunt double. And who could, the two of me? Oh, holy shit. All right. It is Monday. The first Monday in March 3rd. Kind of a cool, stormy, not stormy like thunderstorm, rainy, drizzly, overcast, They call me Stormy Monday! Stormy Monday morning. Oh, hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, they're stopping by this morning to see us, Andy. First of all, before we get any further, let's remember now, we remember this whole thing where you got to like the video. That is right over here. Right over here, there's a little thumbs up, thumbs down. Give us the old thumbs up. And don't remember to forget the subscribe channel right over here. Why am I stumbling with the like and subscribe? Like and subscribe. All right, got it out of my system. If you subscribe, you'll get notified of new content on our podcast, Pipewrench's channel. The new content could be anything from running from Bigfoot in my underwear down Central Avenue to today's podcast. So you'll at least be notified, and you'll have a chance to win fabulous prizes. Are our prizes upgraded to fabulous yet? They are not. They are mediocre still. They are not. They are just flat out not good prizes. Is that what you're saying? Okie dokie. What kind of prizes are we going to give away? What do we have? Does anyone? We'll give away cassette tapes because no one's got cassette players anymore. I have 2 at home. Of course I do. Like 3 stereos, thousands of records, tapes. I like budget tapes and records, except I ain't selling. And remember, do we have to remember? Where's my prop here? There we go. And remember, today's podcast is brought to you in part by our good friends and neighbors down at the Great Falls Gazette. They are locally owned. They are locally operated. It's local reporting, the local sports. I mean, they've got it all. So what am I going to do? I'm going to buy 5 copies for my mother. Hey, gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. Well, at least we're not on the Crime Stoppers or America's Most Wanted yet, but I see that we are not on the cover. See, that's what the thing is. You know, we do the Dr. Hook cover of the Rolling Stone song. Instead of doing the cover of the Rolling Stone, I want to be on the cover of the Great Falls Gazette. So, thank you guys for sponsoring in part today's show. We really appreciate you. Everybody go out and pick up your copy today. It is available various locations in the Great Falls community every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. All right. Andy, me and Andy, we've been talking the last few days since the last podcast. It's like, what are we going to talk about? You know, what are we going to talk about? And, you know, you because we want to entertain you, you know, and every show can't be Yellowstone volcanoes and, you know, meteors that are going to destroy the earth and cannibals. And, you know, we have to do, you know, a variety. Unless you want that kind of stuff, and then let me know, and then we'll do cannibals every week. But what we've been talking about the last few days is it seems like, I don't know, almost every day on social media, Andy, I mean, that's what we were talking about. That's how this came up. It seems like every day there's somebody missing in our great state of Montana. And my Facebook, like I said, it's like a week to 10 days. It's always somebody's missing. What was it last week? It was the girl from the girl from Billings. What was her name? Riley Earnhardt. Riley Earnhardt, little girl, you know, 23, 24, 22 23 years old. Well, throw it up, Riley Earnhardt. Riley Earnhardt, 23 years old, 4 foot 11 pounds, missing from Billings, Montana. So that was just last week that was on my feed. I mean, I understand that we're the big sky country. Okay, Montana, the big sky country. You know, come to the big sky country. Okay, I get that. But does that equate to, I mean, we don't have many people here, Andy. We got like 1 million people. The town I'm from had more people in it. And the county that I'm from has more people in it than the state of Montana. Okay, I'm from Wayne County, Michigan. It's the greater Detroit area and suburbs. Wayne County has approximately more people in it than Montana. But it's a huge state. So all those people in Wayne County, Michigan are like crammed into this little place. You know, they're la-di-da, we're all in here, you know, going to Red Wings games or whatever. And in Montana, you're spread way out. It's nothing you want to do. We're going to drive to Missoula, okay? It's 2.5 hours going through the mountains, going through passes, wilderness. So does more people or less people, does less people mean that there's more places to hide bodies? It's easier to hide? Well, yeah, I would think. There's like nothing once you get out of Great Falls, between Great Falls. You just drive to Helen and there's nothing. There's little stops, but there's like, you look up and we're like, whoa, well, nothing. So, come to the big sky country if you want to hide bodies, evidently. What's that nice selling point? Okay, nationwide approximately. We looked this up this morning. It's a national database for missing persons. It has all sorts of facts and figures that you can go up there and look. You can do it by the state. You can do it by, region. Okay, nationwide, approximately 600,000 are reported missing each year. Over 500,000 people. Now, not all of them are like forever gone. Okay? Out of the 600,000 that approximate last year, 94,000 cases were still open as of last December. So that means they find 600,000 come up missing. They find a little, there's 100,000 maybe, and give or take difference. Okay, so 500,000 actually weren't missing. They were just missing for a few minutes, whatever. They ran away, they got drunk, forgot where they lived, all of that, right. So, that one in Ohio, but anyway, we'll get to that one in just a minute. Like I said, all right, let's get the numbers again. Every year, about 500,000 people come up missing. Every year, about 100,000 of them are still missing at the end of the year. They find about a fifth of the people, a little over. Okay, the one in Ohio still just slays me when we researched it, came up a guy. Yes, this guy takes his garbage, cans out to the garage, to the alley, on garage day, in his pajamas, his slippers, his wife's in the kitchen making coffee. He's like, I'm going to take the garbage out. And he never shows up back. To this day, it's an open case. We could have done a show on this guy. Holy shnikes. Presently, now, so we got the state nation averages. Presently, right now, in the state of Montana, we have over 215 open missing person cases. And, God, the reservations make up how much percent? It's just staggering the amount of people that come up missing off the reservations. It's like, my God, it's just staggering. So, why don't we talk about some of the 215 plus people that are missing that we thought were noteworthy, we thought we should have bring up. Jermaine Charlo, a gal out of Missoula. She went out the evening of June 15th of 2018 She reportedly visited 3 restaurants, bars that evening, including the Dark Horse, until about 10 p.m. Charlotte was in the company of Michael, is it DeFrance? Okay. That's her ex-boyfriend, the father of her 2 kids. 2 sons. Yeah, they had 2 kids together, sons. Okay. DeFrance and Charlotte spent considerable amount of time socializing with several groups of people. They were drinking behind the drinking area, the smoking area behind the Badlands Bar, and they were there till like midnight. Okay, they're seen walking together on camera from the Badlander Bar together all the way to the end of the alley, and then they disappear because the camera doesn't. Charlotte's never been seen since. Okay? No, she's a big missing case here in Montana. Yeah. DeFrance has then told two different stories. He told Charlotte's family that he dropped her off over on Orange Street near the food farm. Okay? But he told Missoula detectives, when he was questioned, that he dropped her off in a neighborhood about 8 blocks away from the food farm. When police subpoenaed phone records, shows that Charlotte's and DeFrance's, the phones were together the whole evening. After 12, when they went on a camera site, until about 3 miles away from DeFrance's home, that was like the last time they pinged. It was 2 a.m. So after they saw them on camera together, their phones show them together at 2 a.m., the phones go off. Charlotte's still missed. She's never been seen. But I said that in the reservation, I mean, geez, Andy, when we were talking about, in Montana, indigenous women and girls make up only 3 to 4% of the total population of Montana. Okay, Native American women and girls make up only 3 to 4% of our total population in this state. But they account for approximately 30% of those that are missing by the Department of Justice in Montana. That's staggering. That's like, look at the case of, what do we got up next? Look at the case of Ashley Loring, heavy runner. Okay? Now, at the time that of Ashley's disappearance, Ashley's sister Kimberly was traveling abroad. And she was in Morocco, right, Annie? Okay. She was planning on moving into Ashley's apartment in Missoula when she returned from her trip. But when she arrived home to Montana, Kimberly was able, she couldn't find Ashley anywhere. Now, it wasn't unusual for Ashley to, be doing things, even though that all the calls to her phone were unanswered. She wasn't really alarmed, a little concerned, but not alarmed. Okay? But when Ashley, Heavy Runner's father was hospitalized and he had liver failure, nobody had heard from Ashley. Everybody leaving her messages, text messages. They were trying to get a hold of her online. Okay? That's when the family knew, hey, something ain't right here. This is wrong. So what Kimberly did is she began reaching out to Ashley's friends on social media to see if anybody had seen or heard from Ashley after June 5th. Okay. No, yeah, Andy, right, yeah. To no avail. Kimberly then reported Ashley missing, that was after June 5th, to the Blackfoot law enforcement, as well as tribal law enforcement on the reservation, and a unsuccessful 3-day search of the reservation yielded nothing, like I said. Yeah, unsuccessful. So 2 weeks after Ashley went missing, though, law enforcement received a tip. Someone who had seen a young woman running away from a vehicle on highway, is it Highway 89? Yeah, that's a busy road, main road, busy road there up on the reservation. Once that tip was received, an extensive search was conducted to found a little dump site where volunteers found a gray sweater, tattered sweater that they believed that it belonged to Ashley. The sweater itself was turned over to the Bureau of Indian Affairs, BIA, where it sat in a box in evidence, never sent to a crime lab, never tested. Right. Yeah, they're real on the ball, right? You know, look what they got, millions and millions of acres, and they got what, one staff up there? During a later search, Ashley's family found parts of that same sweater and a pair of red-stained boots, which appeared to be blood-stained. Finally, 9 months after Ashley's disappearance, the FBI took over the case. There's currently a $15,000 reward offered for information leading to wherever she's at. So that's making the headlines too. I know they both these cases that we just talked about have billboards around the state. You know, Great Falls is not exempt. Okay, let's get you a Great Falls one. Okay, in June 6, 2013. What do we have here? What's his name? Dieter? Blood? Yeah, there it is. Sorry about that. Great Falls is Dieter. Okay. Moonhofen? Dieter Detmar Moonhofer. Is that right? Okay. Detmar traveled from his home in Germany and arrived in Montana May 24th, 2013. He was last seen in Great Falls June 6th of 2013. Okay, he came here, about a month later, July 5th. So if he was in Great Falls on the 6th, that's 30 days, okay. The car he was traveling in was found abandoned at the Missouri Breaks, about 45 miles from Great Falls. Nobody found him. It's just traveled to Montana, and it's like, well, you didn't find a body. Well, we would have found, maybe the animals ate him. He was at Missouri Breaks, photographer, tourist, Maybe he fell in a Missouri Breaks, but yeah. What do we got? Andy? Patricia Meehan. That was an odd one. Patricia Meehan was, of course, out of Bozeman. Okay. Now, on the evening of April 20th, 1989, Patricia was seen driving on the wrong side of the road of the highway 300 miles from home. Okay, first of all, I don't even know why she was out there. Why is she 300 miles from home? She collided head-on with a driver of a truck who was unharmed and an off-duty police officer that was following. Everybody was unharmed. She then just got out of her car. She approached the lead driver of the truck and evidently just stared at the driver, didn't say a word. She just, it's like the reports are saying, she just like, la-di-da, I'm going to just walk away. She just walked out into the field. She found God. Well, no, she got to the fence. The reports say she got to the fence, scaled it, got over the other side, and then stood like motionless in the field, like watching this accident scene. And then she walked away. Yeah, it was an abandoned field. She was just walking out into the field. Police ended up showing up for the accident and shit. They tracked her footprints for about 3/4 of a mile until the tracks just disappeared. Now, days later, reports started coming in days later, reports of a strange woman matching Patricia's appearance began to crop up all over the Midwest. I mean, seriously. They all reports had a common thread. She matched the description, the appearance. She's seen at diners and truck stops for upwards of 6 to 12 hours at a time, just sitting there, drinking water or coffee. Reportedly, she would be talking to herself, laughing to herself. She wouldn't give a straight answer. When the people asked who she was, she didn't give a straight answer, where she was from. There have been like 5,000 reported sightings of this woman. Since 1991, we haven't seen a word of her or hair of her. But, I mean, come on. I can't speculate. She's riding around in truck stops and diners, and, maybe there's people that thought she had amnesia. There's other people that thought that she killed someone in the wreck, that she was hiding. There's thousands of theories, but, and 5,000 sightings, but nobody is really right. Yeah, so there's another one. Okay, what, 1, 2, 3, we got 4, what, that's Shannon LeBeau. We did a podcast about a year ago about Shannon. Was it last March 11th on that podcast? Okay, Shannon was last seen approximately 9 a.m. in the vicinity of the 900 block Kessler Avenue in Helena, Montana. February 1999. Okay. He went to take money out of a ATM to buy a muscle car from a farmer in Townsend. Later, it was discovered that none of that. There wasn't a muscle car in Townsend. Anything that Steve was led to believe or was told was true. I mean, Steve Rummel on that one. We know I went out on a limb and said what everybody else says on other podcasts and other research. Steve Rummel's probably did it, but it's circumstantial. I wouldn't say circumstantial at best. No, I wouldn't say, it's pretty solid, but there's a car missing, there's a truck missing, and of course there's Shannon LeBeau that's missing, okay? His truck's missing and a car that was used in a crime that Steve Rummel sold to a car dealer, and then all of a sudden it came back. Yeah, it's so after we aired the podcast last year, we did a little more research. We had some feedback of the podcast. You know, what it is that with the Shannon LeBeau thing, there's a time frame that helps us a little bit, I would think. You know, if Steve Rummel and Shannon LeBeau leave the place, they leave Helen at the same time, and then Steve comes back without Shannon 50 minutes later, you know, that's 25 minutes coming and going. A lot of people said Hardy Creek. Maybe when the weather breaks, we'll get some drones. We'll go out to Hardy Creek, Andy, do us a little investigative reporting. Take the cameras. Yeah, that would be interesting. So, you know, it's like, there's a lot. We could be talking, if time is what, look at the time, okay? I could sit here for another hour, talk about people that are missing in Montana. Like I said, there's over 215 of them that are missing, and some of these cases go back to like 75 and shit. But still, they're still missing. Okay, you know, bears and everything can't eat everybody. Okay, you know, well, you got wildlife out there. The bears probably ate them. Bears can't be eating everybody. Okay, so. You know, maybe we'll do another one like in a couple of weeks and pick 5 or 6 more missing people. Yeah. So let us know. If you want us to do more missing people, let's take a poll today, Andy. Yes for more missing people. No for no more. That's simple. All right. Last week, Gene Hackman. What a tough guy. I played all these tough guys, man. He died. His wife died. Also, his German Shepherd was found dead on the scene. The last event on his pacemaker, according to just what we've read this morning, was on February 17th. That was 9 days before the body. Pacemaker had no activity for 9 days. There was, what they do know is there was no carbon monoxide, and basically they're going to have to just investigate backwards, you know, try to figure what else happened. You know, the wife Hackman was found in the laundry room, appeared to have fallen, the wife was in the bathroom, she was on the floor, there was pills everywhere on the counter on the floor. Just a guess, maybe. Maybe Gene fell, died. His wife couldn't handle it. Took the pills. One of the dogs got in the pills. 2 more of the dogs lived and were there when yeah. So we're going to have to, catch this story. Keep a track on it. So, Andy, what do you think about missing people? Time to go. All right. Remember, everybody, spay and neuter. Adopt. Don't shop. Foster, rescue, volunteer, and remember the big one, adopt, shelter, pet today. Until next week, don't come up missing. Show up next week. We're out of here. We're out of here.